So it's week one of my 52 forward project, and I've completed this week's project today, actually being day one. Relatively small, but figured I'd show everyone. And like I said, 51 more of these, and I hope to significantly improve everything going on here on my small farm. So this is where the ducks used to be. You can see the grown up fence line, and then the areas that they spent most of their time. Lots of compaction, obviously nothing growing there. And that'll take a good while to recover. I'll put wood chips on top of it, and that'll help. The worms will come up and kind of aerate the soil. But this is a whole bunch of autumn olive, some black cherry, some mulberry. I'll probably keep the mulberries, a bunch of raspberries. So a lot of useful things in there, and a lot of junk. One big dead apple tree. So I'm going to get in there and build a food forest of sorts with some of my hardwood cuttings. But that's not the project. That's just where the ducks were. So that makes room for another project. The project was to consolidate the ducks, the chickens, and Kronk all into one space in such a way that I can feed everybody, keep everybody safe and contained, and keep them out of my garden. So the ducks now live here. That blue fence is hot, the white one is not. The ducks have access. They can just scoot under the blue fence to get into the woods. You can see right now they're just hanging out here. Isn't that right, Broke Wing? These little solar lights are great. I hang them on the fence, and that little panel there is enough to collect enough sunlight during the day that they stay lit for most of the night, so the ducks, I guess, feel a little safer near their water. In all this thick overhead cover, I'm not going to have a lot of predation issues. So you can hear the rooster in there. That's Mr. Rooster. But this is a very large area. I got about 20 chickens, 3 ducks, and 1 fat pig. And there he is, taking a nap. What's up, buddy? Getting a little suntan? No? Nothing? Look at them tusks. That's good stuff. All right, have a good nap, buddy. I trimmed up all the bushes so that the blue fence is not grounding out, at least not too bad. Here's where I feed Kronk in the morning. Usually I have to feed the chickens first, or they'll eat all of Kronk's food before he can. A couple fine-tuning things I have to do here. Kronk keeps shoving his house over to here. I guess this is where he wants it. I keep putting it over there by that oak tree, and he keeps shoving it over here. So I'm going to have to stake it to the ground so that he can't shove it around. He's just going to have to get used to it as it is. I'm not going to move his water. It's worked there for a couple years. It'll continue to do so. And it makes a nice little wallow there. Although Kronk doesn't really wallow, it gives him the option. Here's where I'm feeding the chickens now. You can see there's some in the trough. And I'll be able to move their coop just back and forth throughout here so that they don't make like a dead spot underneath of it. The trick is going to be collecting eggs. I can step over this fence, but Tanya cannot. So we're going to have to figure out a good gate system here to get in. You can see that I have the blue fence run inside my sapling trees so that the chickens and the ducks can get at them, but Kronk cannot. That way, I mean, these trees are pretty established, but hopefully the chickens won't harm their bases. I sincerely doubt it. There's the energizer for Kronk's fence. Fig trees are doing better. They were struggling there for a minute, but they're starting to come back. There's one. There's the other one. So good. I really want these fig trees to live. That's a mulberry right there growing up. I'll leave that alone. And that's it. I'll move this around. And project 1 is done with basically the pet animals consolidated into one spot. Everything else, with the exception of Jasper, will be out in their pastures and won't be interfered with by my egg layers, etc. So it's a very large area. I'd say it's probably a 1/4 acre. Plenty for these birds, and I won't have to really ever move them until maybe the fall. And it'll keep them out of here so I can get this thing going. So that's week 1 project. figured I'd have some, you know, a little easy one to get started, get things rolling. Ideally, I know this is going to help me because I'm going to do it, but ideally this will help a whole bunch of people because they'll, I don't know, get some motivation from it, come up with their own list of projects, and, you know, get things done. 1 or 2 or 3 hours, or maybe even if it's like a 2 or 3 day project, working in the evenings after work or whatever, you'll be impressed how much you can accomplish in a year's time. So I hope it helps somebody. I hope it helps a lot of people, and I would appreciate it if you guys would, you know, start a conversation and let me know what you're doing. Maybe it'll give me some ideas, and maybe my ideas will give you some ideas. So have a great day.